Brothers and sisters in St. Joseph, peace and all good. I've been hoping and praying that you are weathering the storm of isolation and social distancing these past few weeks and ongoing. And I hope you've been doing that with the tools of grace, prayer, compassion, and fortitude. And I'm sure I echo your sentiments that this new normal is for the birds. And I'm sure the birds would be complaining as well in protest. But here we are. Never could we, especially in this great country of ours, have fathomed that we would be echoing verse 6 from Psalm 142, which says, "Listen to my cry, for I have brought low." Listen to my cry, for I am brought low. As my Capuchin brother, Cardinal Sean O'Malley of Boston, wrote a letter to the seminarians, and he says, quote, "The truth is that the coronavirus is a Lent none of us would have chosen. But in God's providence, this experience can be our 40 days with Christ in prayer, fasting, and resting in resisting temptations." So let us discover what God is calling us to during this lockdown. Somehow, all of this is an opportunity to draw closer to God and to one another. In the midst of all of this, we must grow in our trust in a loving God. He never promised it would be easy, but He did promise that He would always be with us. I hope today you had an opportunity to listen to our Holy Father St. Francis from Rome in his Urbi et Orbi, his benediction or blessing to the city and the world. He had a good gospel theme that kind of reflects what we are going through in talking about Jesus and the storm, and how the disciples tried to wake Jesus up in the boat. And when he finally did wake up in the midst of the storm, you could see their frightened faces. And he questioned them, "Where is your faith? Do you not have faith in me?" And then he stands up, of course, and calms the storm. I hope you get to see that videotaped message from the Holy Father, because then he went to a benediction, and then he took the monstrance out to the entrance of the basilica, and he could see a storm raging outside. The rain was just pouring down, and the Holy Father gives the blessing with the monstrance. Kind of echoes, just shows us that indeed Christ is present. Whether it was in the boat that was rocked by the storm in which the disciples were, or the storm outside the Vatican today. Yes, we are being rocked, but God's presence of our Lord Jesus Christ is with us. He's promised that He will never leave you until the end of time, and He keeps His promise. Cardinal Sean could have been more right, because everywhere folks are discovering, my sisters and brothers, whether it's through social media or otherwise, ways to connect with our faith and with one another. And I hope you're doing the same. Here in our parish, we have a schedule for you each day of the week, so that you can be plugged into our schedule every day. It starts with Sunday and the Mass. Last Sunday we did that, live streamed it in our church. All of the rest of the days of the week we've been doing it here in this wonderful chapel, live streaming them. This morning and Friday we had the children's liturgy of the Mass, just like we do it every Friday with the kids in the church. Mondays, as you know, we call it Giving Mondays, where you give of yourself to your neighbor, to call your neighbor and ask him how they're doing. You can plug in, volunteer at the soup kitchen or the food pantry. Other ways we're asking you to plug in is if you could be a runner for someone who needs groceries. And that's what Monday is all about. That we look outwards beyond ourselves and our home to kind of reach others. So each day of the week, we have something is planned. Thursday, this past Thursday, on Thursdays, we have adoration. This coming Thursday, we'll be bringing the monstrance outside, so you can, sit around, maintaining social distance, and adore our Lord. Fridays, of course, we have the Station of the Cross. So each day, there's something different for you, so you can really, really be one with us, with the whole community. As Father Ebby said in his Mass, we're never separated. We are together. So stay together. Let's pray together and lift up our parish through these hard times. Yeah, I'm so edified by the fact that you guys are continuing to kind of prop up our parish by even sending in your, we don't have the offertory basket out there, but you're sending offerings in. This morning, one of our school children, a fourth grader, made an envelope, and in it she stuffed her weekly allowance and sent it in to us, Amy Dobson. Just all these things, we're seeing this wonderful spirit of togetherness that you're exhibiting every day and plug into our parish. If you're on social network, of course, Facebook and our web page, different things. You can plug in there and let us know how you're feeling. If you have a special request to make, every morning in front of the altar we have a basket where we take your special request, petitions, we place them there, and we pray over them. St. Teresa of Avila, as you know, wrote this beautiful poem during her lifetime that has been used as a prayer throughout the centuries, particularly in times of distress. So if you're feeling afraid or anxious, consider praying this prayer that she wrote, opening your heart to God and adding your own words, invoking God's help in your hour of need. But this is what St. Teresa of Avila wrote. She says, "Let nothing disturb you. Let nothing frighten you. All things are passing away, but God never changes. Patience obtains all things. Whoever has God lacks nothing. God alone suffices." As you know, we just heard today from the governor that York has been placed under stay in place, but the churches, places of worship, are exempt from that. So again, if you want to come out here next Thursday for the adoration or whatever, or just walk our church grounds, we have the Station of the Station of the Cross outdoor, that you can walk to that and pray. But of course, because of all this stuff that is going on, our bishop has also suspended all Holy Week services and Easter Masses as well. So we're trying to come up with a plan so you can still stay connected during this Holy Week. Each day of Holy Week, of the Easter Triduum, Holy Thursday, Good Friday, and the Easter Vigil, will have live stream of the services from our church. So we're trying to find out some other ways. Of course, we have, don't forget, Saturdays we have the drive-through confessions. This coming Saturday, of course, we will have 4 stations for confessions. All 4 of us priests will be manning different stations that you can drive up to, and receive the sacrament of reconciliation. Okay, so stay tuned, stay plugged in, and I'll give you further updates as we go along. May God bless you, and we'll be praying for you to stay whole in body, mind, and spirit. In the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.